As NATO talks stall on giving modern tanks to Ukraine, a Send the Leopards demonstration is held in Berlin. Dug in on the zero line, life in the trenches for soldiers on Ukraine's first line of defence. Shuttle diplomacy as envoys hold talks in Belgrade and Pristina to try and settle differences between Kosovo and Serbia. Ramstein Air Base in Germany, scene of a 5-hour meeting of NATO defence leaders on Friday. The talks failed to resolve divisions over providing advanced battle tanks such as German-made Leopard 2s or the American Abrams to Ukraine. Germany's come under intense pressure to give the go-ahead. Yes, we will still have to fight for the supply of modern tanks, but every day we make it more obvious that a decision about tanks must be made. It's a frustration that's recognised in Washington and other capitals.
And so it's perfectly understandable why President Zelensky, facing what he's facing in the Donbass and expecting to face those same threats going forward in coming weeks, would want some tanks, additional tanks.
In Berlin, a Send the Leopards demonstration. They're hoping for a thaw in Germany's freeze on exports before spring offensives begin. The zero line. French journalists see what it's like at the front. The most frightening thing is when you see a tank coming towards you. When the tank fires, it happens very quickly. When it's a shell flying towards opposition, you hear it, and you have 1 or 2 seconds to hide. Frontline soldiers in a constant state of alert.
Да, страшно всем постоянно. Мне тоже очень страшно. Но если кто-то увидит, что я боюсь, они начнут бояться. Поэтому мне не страшно.
Dug in, always on the lookout, soldiers on Ukraine's first line of defence. In Belgrade, President Alexander Vučić greeted Western envoys. A diplomatic drive to try and diffuse tensions between Serbia and Kosovo. Apparently, a challenging task. We had a very difficult, perhaps the most difficult conversation so far. It was an open and serious discussion. What we agree on is that frozen conflict is not the solution. Earlier, envoys from the United States, the EU, France, Germany and Italy had been in Kosovo to meet its Prime Minister Albin Kurtin. No details were given of proposals to restore harmony between the neighbouring countries.
Anti-French sentiment is growing in the West African country of Burkina Faso. Hundreds of protesters in the capital Ouagadougou called for France's ambassador to leave the country and the closure of a French military base on the outskirts of the city. 400 special forces are there to help counter a jihadist insurgency, but recently relations have deteriorated. We're Burkina Faso, an independent country. Burkina Faso is a sovereign country. We've decided we want to lead this fight, the war we're currently waging. Burkina Faso has decided to lead the fight with good partners. 2 military coups the country experienced in 2022 strained relations between Ouagadougou and Paris. Burkina has been unable to curb jihadist violence in the north of the country and has strengthened ties with Russia and its Wagner mercenary group in its search for an ally to get rid of the jihadists.